Welcome back. I'm Pratap here. Today is the 14th July 2025. In this video, I'm going to generate different supply demand zone reports useful to the premium subscribers. Even before that, please note we are providing complete free training on supply demand zone price action. You might be knowing it is a highly expensive training course, but we are providing complete free training and all the training lessons are already available at our NeoStock YouTube channel, including all the advanced strategies. To access the training lessons at our channel homepage, click on the tab posts, then you get this post. This post is having a YouTube playlist link that is having all the training lessons. You just click on the link. Now we are into supply demand zone price action course. Here you have all the training lessons are available. You just scroll down to the bottom of the page. Here, starting from lesson 1.1, all the training lessons are placed in an order. So please go through all these lessons one by one, but according to my training instructions. Training instructions are available at our Telegram channel. I am providing the link to our Telegram channel in this video description. So from the video description, find the Telegram channel link, join at our Telegram channel. In the old messages or pinned messages, you can find all the training instructions. If you learn the course according to those training instructions, and definitely it will be helpful to you to become a very good independent trader in the coming days. Please make use of this opportunity. Now I'm going to generate different reports with the help of NeoStock Supply Demand Zone Top-Down Analysis Strategy Builder. So first I am finding the stocks near daily and 75 minutes time frames so that we can identify daily and 75 minutes HLQ zones, high liquidity zones, as per the strategy you learned in lesson 21.3 videos. Okay, starting with daily, stocks near to the daily demand zone. We got 11 stocks. Let us identify high liquidity daily demand zones. Bajaj Auto is having a high liquidity daily demand zone. National Aluminium is having a high liquidity daily demand zone. So total 2 stocks we identified from this list. Because I am giving you very few seconds time to watch the reports, I request you pause the video, study the report. After that you move on to the next reports. Those who don't understand the structure of this report, I request you complete the training lesson 21.1 video. In that video, I have explained each and every column, their values, abbreviations in detail. Okay, next for daily time frame, stocks near to the daily supply zone, we got 13 stocks. Let us identify high liquidity daily supply zones from this list. Bajaj Finserv is having a daily high liquidity supply zone, tested 19 times. And it is also having high liquidity demand zone also. If a stock is having both zones as high liquidity zones, you may get trade opportunities on either side. See, here it gave you already 7 tests. Okay, next. MCX is having a daily high liquidity supply zone. PEL is having a daily high liquidity supply zone. And VBL is having a daily high liquidity supply zone. So total we identified 4 daily high liquidity supply zones from this list. Okay, next time frame is 75 minutes. Stocks near to the 75 minutes demand zone. We got 9 stocks. Let us identify high liquidity zones, demand zones. 361 is having a 75 minutes high liquidity demand zone. Jubilant Food is not valid because it is a PR search zone. Those who wants to use PR search zone strategies, maybe you can look into this. That's it. We identified only one daily high liquidity, only one 75 minutes high liquidity demand zone from this list. Okay, next, for 75 minutes time frame, stocks near to the 75 minutes supply zone, we got 10 stocks. Let us identify 75 minutes high liquidity supply zones from this list. Bullish is having a 75 minutes high liquidity supply zone. Saint is having 75 minutes high liquidity supply zone. Next, RVNL is having 75 minutes high liquidity supply zone. That's it. We identified 3 75 minutes high liquidity supply zones from this list. So this is about daily and 75 minutes high liquidity supply zone, demand and supply zones for identifying high liquidity zones. Next, I will generate NIFTY and BANKNIFTY supply demand zone chain reports. Starting with NIFTY, monthly time frame, generating monthly supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. So this is monthly supply demand zone chain report. In any supply demand zone chain report, always look into the zone column to find the high liquidity zones, pierced column to find the pierced zones, and LTF trend to find the current trend of the current time frame you have selected. You already learned one time frame higher is ITF and one more time frame higher is HTF. And also don't forget to pause the video when you are moving from one report to another report, because I am giving you very few seconds time to watch the report. And remember the same points for the remaining reports. Okay, next, generating weekly supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. Next, generating daily supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. Next, generating 125 minutes supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. Next, generating 75 minutes supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. Next, generating 25 minutes supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. Next, generating 15 minutes supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. Next, generating 5 minutes supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. Okay. The nearest demand zone to the current closing price is at serial number 29. Let me put it in the middle of the page. So this is about NIFTY supply demand zone chain. Next, I will generate BANKNIFTY supply demand zone chain, changing the name to NIFTY Bank. That is nothing but BANKNIFTY, generating monthly supply demand zone chain for BANKNIFTY. Next, generating weekly supply demand zone chain for BANKNIFTY. Next, generating daily supply demand zone chain for BANKNIFTY. Next, generating 125 minutes supply demand zone chain for BANKNIFTY. Next, generating 75 minutes supply demand zone chain for BANKNIFTY. Next, generating 25 minutes supply demand zone chain for BANKNIFTY. Next, generating 15 minutes supply demand zone chain for BANKNIFTY. Next, generating 5 minutes supply demand zone chain for BANKNIFTY. So this is about BANKNIFTY supply demand zone chain. Next, we will generate bullish, bearish and sideways trade setups for monthly, weekly, daily and hourly income trades. First, starting with monthly income trade, sideways long trade setup, entry time frame is daily, entry zone is demand zone, and also in bullish or bearish sideways trade setup parameter at entry time frame daily, I am selecting sideways long, zone achievement violated opposing zone, minimum odd enhancer score 11 for sideways and 12 for bullish or bearish. So with these filters, we got 4 stocks. Entry time frame zones are daily demand zones. So total we got 4 daily demand zones supporting sideways long trade setup for monthly income trade. And it is a pierced zone. Only you can use pierced zone strategies. You can't use for sideways trade setup. Okay, so next sideways short trade setup for monthly income trade. Changes daily supply zone and here sideways short. We got 1 stock. Entry time frame is daily supply zone. Next, bullish trade setup for monthly income trade, changes are daily demand zone and here bullish. And one more change, minimum odd enhancer score should be 12. We got 18 stocks, first 16 stocks in the list, and all the entry time frame zones are daily demand zones. All these are all daily demand zones. Scrolling the list down, total 18 stocks are filtered. All are supporting bullish trade setup for monthly income trade. Entry time frame zones are daily demand zones. Okay, out of these 18, let us further filter based on high probability trade setup supported zones by using different zone confluence and EMA confluence strategies. So out of these 18, let us further filter by adding additional filters. So first, LTF and ITF demand zone confluence. So in the demand zone confluence filter, I am adding daily demand zone with weekly demand zone confluence. I enable the filter. That means daily demand zone should be part of the weekly demand zone or overlap with weekly demand zone. So we got 12 stocks. Out of 18, we got 12. In all these 12, daily demand zones overlapped with weekly demand zones. Because daily is overlapped with weekly, so weekly trend is also ITF trend is, weekly trend is also uptrend in all the stocks. We can further filter based on weekly demand zone having weekly EMA confluence. So in the EMA weekly, I am adding the filter weekly demand zone inside weekly EMA. With this filter, we got 10 stocks. Okay, these 10 are high probability trade setup supported daily demand zones. Next, we will look into daily, weekly and monthly demand zone confluence supported stocks. Remove EMA filter. 3 filters I am adding. Daily and weekly demand zone already enabled. Daily and monthly demand zone confluence. Weekly and monthly demand zone confluence. With all the 3 filters, we got 5 stocks. In all the 5 stocks, daily demand zone overlapped with weekly demand zone, both together overlapped with monthly demand zone. But monthly trend is up in only 4 stocks. Fourth one is sideways, we have to ignore that stock. In remaining 4 stocks, because monthly trend is up, if any monthly demand zones are having monthly EMA, then the overlapped daily demand zones might be having more high probability to get success. So in the EMA at monthly, I'm checking monthly demand zone having monthly EMA confluence. At the same time, trend on the monthly should not be sideways. It should be uptrend because it is bullish trade setup. So we got 2 stocks. That way, these 2 daily demand zones are having more high probability to get success. So this is already tested once. I think probably recently it might have been tested. Maybe today or maybe previous day, but already it gave a trade. Okay, next we will look into bearish trade setup for monthly income trade. For bearish trade setup, entry time frame daily, entry zone, supply zone. Here at daily, I am selecting bearish, zone achievement VOZ, minimum order enhancer score 12. We got 2 stocks. Bearish trade setup for monthly. I think I already remember previous report also we got same 2. These 2 are having high probability because they have zone confluence with all the 3 and EMA confluence with ITF time frame, ITF EMA. So that way these 2 are high probability trade setup supported zones. It already gave you 2 tests. Okay, next we will look into weekly income trade reports. For weekly income trade, entry time frame is 75 minutes, entry zone, demand zone. Here at 75 minutes, I am selecting sideways long, zone achievement, VOZ, minimum order enhancer score 11 for sideways, and also 75 minutes demand zone should not be pierced. In the pierced count parameter, at 75 minutes time frame, I am setting minimum value 0, maximum value 0. That means zone is not pierced. We got 1 stock. This is a sideways long trade setup for weekly income trade and entry time frame zone is 75 minutes demand zone. Next, sideways short trade setup for weekly income trade, 75 minute supply zone, sideways short. Let's filter. We got 6 stocks. And all these 75 minute supply zones are supporting sideways short trade setup for weekly income trade. Okay, next bullish trade setup for weekly income trade, 75 minutes demand zone, bullish, and also here minimum order enhancer score 12. We got 14 stocks. Entry time frame zones are 75 minutes demand zones. Let's further filter based on zone and EMA confluence strategies. So first filter is 75 minutes and daily demand zone confluence. So we got 10 stocks. Because ITF trend, that is a daily trend is up, we can further filter based on daily demand zone having daily EMA confluence. So we got 4 stocks. That way these 4 75 minutes demand zones might be having high probability to get success, provide less than 20 checklist items are satisfied. Otherwise zones might be violated. Okay, next we will filter based on 75 minutes daily and weekly demand zone confluence. I am removing EMA filter. Demand zone confluence, 3 filters we have to set. 75 on daily already enabled, 75 on weekly, and daily and weekly demand zone confluence. With all the 3 filters, we got 5 stocks. In all the 5 stocks, 75 minutes demand zones overlapped with daily, both together overlapped with monthly. And monthly trend is up in 3 stocks. Let's further filter this list based on monthly demand zone having monthly EMA confluence. Sorry, not monthly, weekly. based on weekly demand zone having weekly EMA confluence. Because 75 is overlapped with daily, daily overlapped with weekly. That's why we are checking weekly demand zone with weekly EMA. At the same time, trend on the weekly should not be sideways. It should be uptrend because it is bullish. So we got two stocks. That way, these two 75 minutes demand zones might be having more high probability to get success. See, this is already tested. Next, we will look into bearish trade setup for weekly income trade. Entry time frame 75 minutes, entry zone supply zone. Here at 75, I am selecting bearish. Zone achievement VOZ, minimum order enhancer score 12. 75 minutes supply zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count at 75 minutes, minimum value 0, maximum value 0. So with these filters, we got 6 stocks. All these 6 stocks are supporting bearish trade setup for weekly income trade. And entry time frame zones are 75 minutes supply zones. Okay, let's further filter based on supply zone confluence and EMA confluence strategies. First filter is 75 minute supply zone with daily supply zone confluence. With this, we got 5 stocks. In all 5 stocks, 75 minute supply zones overlapped with daily supply zone. And daily trend is down in all the stocks. Let's further filter EMA confluence on daily by setting daily supply zone with daily EMA. We got 2 stocks. That way, these two 75 minute supply zones might be having more high probability to get success. Provide lesson 20 checklist item should satisfy. Okay, next we will look into LTF, ITF and HTF supply zone confluence supported stocks. That is 75 minutes daily and weekly supply zone confluence supported stocks. 3 filters we should set. First one enabled, second one 75 with weekly, third one daily and weekly supply zone confluence. With all 3 filters, we got only 1 stock. And this trend is HTF trend, weekly trend is down. Let's verify this supply zone having daily EMA. Weekly supply zone with weekly EMA, it is filtered. That way, this 75 minute supply zone might be having more high probability to get success. Okay, next we will look into daily income trade reports. Entry time frame 15 minutes, entry zone, demand zone. Here at 15 minutes, I am selecting sideways long. Zone achievement VOZ, minimum order enhancer score 11, and 15 minutes demand zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count, 15 minutes time frame, minimum value 0, maximum value 0. With these filters, we got 1 stock, sideways long trade setup. Entry time frame 15 minutes, demand zone, already tested twice. Next, sideways short trade setup. Changes are 15 minutes supply zone. Here sideways short. Let's filter. We got 1 stock. Entry time frame 15 minutes supply zone. Okay, next bullish trade setup 15 minutes demand zone, and here bullish and minimum order enhancer score 12. With these filters, we got 8 stocks. Bullish trade setup for daily income trade. Entry time frame zones are 15 minutes demand zones. Okay, out of these 8, how many are having more high probability to get success? That we will filter based on 15 minutes and 75 minutes demand zone confluence. We got 6 stocks. In all these 6, the 75 minutes trend is up. Let us further filter based on 75 minutes demand zone with daily EMA confluence. We got 1 stock. That way, this one 15 minutes demand zone might be having more high probability to get success. Okay, next we will look into 15 minutes 75 and daily demand zone Confluence supported stocks. Removing EMA filter. In the demand zone Confluence, 3 filters we have to set. First one is already enabled. Next 15 minutes and daily, 75 minutes and daily demand zone Confluence. By enabling all the 3 filters, we got 2 stocks. In both these stocks, these 15 minutes demand zones overlapped with 75, both together overlapped with daily. But daily trend is sideways in both the stocks, so I am not verifying the EMA Confluence. So this is bullish trade setup for daily income trade. Next, bearish trade setup for daily income trade. Entry time frame 15 minutes, entry zone, supply zone. Here I am selecting bearish, zone achievement VOZ, minimum order hands score 12, and also 15 minute supply zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count at 15 minutes, minimum value 0, maximum value 0. With these filters, we got 9 stocks supporting bearish trade setup. For daily income trade, entry time frame zones are 15 minutes supply zones. So all these are all 15 minute supply zones. Out of these 9 15 minute supply zone, let us find high probability trade setup supported zones. First supply zone Confluence. I am enabling the filter 15 minute supply zone with 75 minute supply zone. We got 8 stocks. In all 8 stocks, 15 minute supply zones are overlapped with 75 minute supply zone, and 75 minutes trend is down. We can further filter with EMA Confluence at 75 minutes. By setting 75 minute supply zone with daily EMA Confluence, we got 3 stocks. So that way these 3 15 minute supply zones might be having more high probability to get success. That's why it is already tested once. This is already tested 5 times. Okay. Next we will look into 15 minutes, 75 minutes and daily supply zone Confluence supported stocks. Removing EMA filter, supply zone Confluence, 3 filters we have to set. First one is already enabled. Second one 15 and daily supply zone Confluence, 75 minutes and daily supply zone Confluence. By setting the filters, we got 5 stocks. In all the 5 stocks, all these 15 minute supply zones are overlapped with 75 minute supply zone, both together again overlapped with the daily supply zone. Daily trend is down in all the stocks except second one. Let us ignore the second. If remaining 4 stocks, let us verify daily supply zone with daily EMA Confluence. Daily supply zone with daily EMA. At the same time, trend on the daily should not be sideways. It should be downtrend because it is bearish trade setup. We got 3 stocks. In all the 3 stocks, the daily trend is downtrend and the daily supply zones are having daily EMA. Inside the daily 15 minute supply zones are overlapped. That way these 3 zones are having more high probability to get success. So this is about bearish trade setup for daily income trade. Next we will look into hourly income trade reports. Entry time frame is 5 minutes. So entry zone is a demand zone, and bullish or bearish or sideways I am selecting. Sideways long, zone achievement VOZ, minimum order hands score 11, and 5 minutes demand zone should not be pierced. In the pierced count at 5 minutes, minimum value 0, maximum value 0. With these filters, we got 4 stocks. Sideways long trade setup. Entry time frame zones are 5 minutes demand zones. Next, sideways short trade setup. The changes are five minute supply zone, and one more change here, sideways short. We got 2 stocks. Sideways short trade setup for hourly income trade. Entry time frame zones are 5 minute supply zones. Next, bullish trade setup for hourly. Changes are 5 minutes demand zone. Here bullish, and also minimum order hands score 12. we got 5 stocks. Let's check out of 5 how many are having 15 minutes demand zone confluence. That is 5 minutes and 15 minutes demand zone confluence. Out of 5, we got 3 stocks. And 15 minutes trend is up. Let's verify any EMA confluence on 15 minutes time frame. I'm checking 15 minutes demand zone with daily EMA. None of them are having, no high probability. But we will check LTF, ITF, HTF demand zone confluence supported stocks. That is 5 minutes, 15 minutes and 75 minutes demand zone confluence. 3 filters. First filter is enabled. Next 5 minutes and 75 minutes demand zone confluence. 15 minutes and 75 minutes demand zone confluence. With all the 3 filters, we got 2 stocks. In both these stocks, these 5 minutes demand zones are overlapped with these 5 minutes demand zones are overlapped with 15 minutes demand zone. Both together overlapped with 75 minutes demand zone. And 75 minutes trend is up in only one stock. Let's verify. That is having EMA confluence. At 75 minutes demand zone with daily EMA. None of them are having EMA confluence. Okay, next let us look into bearish trade setup supported stocks. Entry time frame 5 minutes, entry zone supply zone. Bullish or bearish at 5 minutes, I'm selecting bearish. Zone achievement VOZ, minimum order enhancer score 12, and 5 minute supply zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count at 5 minutes, minimum value 0, maximum value 0. With these filters, we got 11 stocks. All these 11 stocks are supporting bearish trade setup for hourly income trade. Entry time frame zones are 15 minute supply zones. Out of these 11 entry time frame zones are 5 minute supply zones. I'm sorry, not 15, 5 minute supply zone. Out of these 11, how many are having 5 minutes and 15 minutes supply zone confluence? Let's verify. I'm enabling the filter. Out of 11, we got 10 stocks. In all 10 5 minute supply zones overlapped with 15 minute supply zone. And 15 minutes trend is down. Let's further filter with EMA confluence on 15 minutes time frame. By setting 15 minutes supply zone with daily EMA, we don't have any stocks. Okay, now let's look into 5 minutes, 15 minutes and 75 minutes supply zone confluence supported stocks. 3 filters I have to set. This is the first one. 5 minutes and 75 minutes, 15 minutes and 75 minutes supply zone confluence. With all the 3 filters, we got 6 stocks. In these 6 stocks, all the 5 minute supply zones overlapped with 15 minute supply zone, both together overlapped with 75 minute supply zone. And 75 minutes trend is down in 4 stocks out of 6. Let's further filter with EMA confluence at 75 minutes by checking 75 minute supply zone with daily EMA. At the same time, trend on the 75 minutes should not be sideways. It should be downtrend because it is bearish trade setup. So we got 1 stock. This 5 minute supply zone might be having more high probability to get success. Maybe that is the reason why it is already tested once. Okay, this is about bearish trade setup for hourly income trade. Next, I will generate finding the stocks near demand and supply zones for all the time frames except daily and 75 minutes because they are already generated in the beginning of the report. Starting with yearly, price closed inside the yearly demand zone, we got 2 stocks. Next, price closed inside the yearly supply zone, no stocks. Next time frame half yearly, stocks near half yearly demand zone, no stocks. Stocks near half yearly supply zone, also no stocks. Price closed inside the half yearly demand zone, we got 4 stocks. Next, price closed inside the half yearly supply zone, we got 3 stocks. Next time frame is a quarterly, stocks near to the quarterly demand zone, we got 2 stocks. Next, stocks near to the quarterly supply zone, we got one stock. Next, price closed inside the quarterly demand zone, we got 13 stocks. We can further filter this list with EMA Confluence to get high probability trade setup stocks. At quarterly time frame, I am selecting quarterly demand zone having quarterly EMA. At the same time, trend on the quarterly should not be sideways. It can be up or down. We got 8 stocks. Next, price closed inside the quarterly supply zone. We got 15 stocks. We can further filter with the EMA Confluence at quarterly by selecting quarterly supply zone with quarterly EMA, and also trend on the quarterly should not be sideways. It can be up or down. We got 3 stocks. Okay, next time frame is monthly. Stocks near monthly demand zone. We got 10 stocks. Next, stocks near monthly supply zone. We got 5 stocks. Next, price closed inside the monthly demand zone. We got 20 stocks, 21 stocks. First 19. I'm scrolling the list down. So total 21. We can further filter with monthly EMA Confluence. Monthly demand zone having monthly EMA, and also trend on the monthly should not be sideways. It can be up or down. We got 9 stocks. Okay, next, price closed inside the monthly supply zone. First 15 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down. So total 37 stocks are filtered. We can further filter with monthly supply zone having monthly EMA Confluence. And also trend on the monthly should not be sideways. It can be up or down. Now the list is come down to 13 stocks. Okay, next time frame is weekly. Price stocks near to the weekly demand zone. Stocks near to the weekly demand zone, we got 13 stocks. Next, stocks near to the weekly supply zone. We got 14 stocks. Okay, next, price closed inside the weekly demand zone. First 17 stocks in the list. I'm scrolling the list down. So total 37 stocks are filtered. We can further filter based on EMA Confluence on weekly with the weekly demand zone having weekly EMA, and also trend on the weekly should not be sideways. It can be up or down. Now the list is reduced to first 17 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down. So total 23 stocks are filtered. Okay, next, price closed inside the weekly supply zone. First 15 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down. (52) stocks are filtered. We can further filter this list with the weekly EMA Confluence at weekly supply zones. Weekly supply zone with weekly EMA, and trend on the weekly should not be sideways. It can be up or down. Now the list is reduced. First 15 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down. So total 17 stocks are filtered. Next time frame daily we already generated in the beginning of the report. So the next time frame is 125 minutes time frame. Stocks near to the 125 minutes demand zone. We got 14 stocks. Next, stocks near to the 125 minute supply zone. First 15 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down. So total 17 stocks are filtered. Next time frame is 75 minutes already generated in the beginning of the report. So the next time frame 25 minutes. Stocks near 25 minutes demand zone. We got 12 stocks. Next stocks near to the 25 minute supply zone. We got 12 stocks. Next time frame is 15 minutes. Stocks near to the 15 minutes demand zone. We got 3 stocks. Next stocks near to the 15 minute supply zone. We got 9 stocks. Next time frame is 5 minutes. Stocks near to the 5 minutes demand zone. We got 8 stocks. Next stocks near to the 5 minute supply zone. We got 10 stocks. So this is about stocks near demand and supply zones. In the final report, let us generate stop buffers based on daily ATR. First 17 in this list are indices, remaining all are equity stocks. I am scrolling the list down. Whichever the stock you want to refer, there pause the video. So total 241 stocks. So this is about our HLQ, premium reports. So hope this information will be useful to you. Let's all meet again in our next video. Thank you.